Hey, Stars and Stripes RC here with you today on the FMS 1400 millimeter Pitts. I had a comment from a guy on the FMS RC group when I posted the mod on the control horns, replacing those tiny screws. And he asked me if I had a fix for the battery tray. The little snap wears out over time, and so it won't stay in. It'll slide back into the fuse. And I said, well, no, I don't, but thanks for reminding me. So I got to work on that and got one made for it within 5 minutes. And so I wanted to share this with you guys and with him. Be sure and share this video if you know anybody that's got the 1400 millimeter Pitts, because I think my fix is going to be pretty soundproof on it. So what I had laying around from a delivery I got in the mail was, and I don't know if you can buy this foam anywhere. If you can see, it's kind of spongy, but it's not really soft, really soft spongy. You know, it's got some density to it, so it's good to use, I think. But I had this laying around. I had 2 blocks of it that was 150 millimeters in length by 50 millimeters wide and 50 millimeters. So it was a 50 millimeter by 50 millimeter by 150 millimeter block, basically. And so what I had to do was to cut it to length so it would fit in here. I don't know if you can see that from there, but also there's an angle on each side of the fuselage right here, so I had to angle cut it here and here. And then once I did that, I had this piece of foam here. I don't know. This comes in a refrigerated thing I get every month, but it's really dense. So I basically cut a little strip, roughly 30 millimeters by 130 millimeters. And so what I did was I took that little strip. If you can see here, I recessed it so that it fits in these little channels on each side of that. And if you have the plane, you know what I'm talking about. I'll get a close up here in a second, but so I foam tacked that strip to that, and then I taped around it with this Scotch blue painter's tape just to keep it more secure. Now you could probably use, if you have a block of this foam that you get when you get a new plane, I'm sure that would work fine. I like this because it gives, and you can cut it a little bit bigger, and when you put it in, it keeps that even stronger. But I happen to have 2 of the blocks that I made a spare here. Let me get the camera up closer and I'll show you if I can. My wife is still recovering from surgery, and it's hard for her to hold the phone very long. So I'm having to makeshift. So I want to try to get a close-up of this as best I can. Now you can see right there the angle in the fuselage that I was talking about, where I cut that foam at an angle to fit in that cavity. This thing fits over the top of the wires and the tray, but yet this still bumps up against that battery. Now once I put that in there, this recess will go down inside these slots here. And so that's going to keep that from If that battery tray didn't snap in, that is going to keep that from sliding back, because that now is down inside these slots that'll keep it from sliding back. And then with it being a bit small here, the canopy fits in there a little snugger, but it snaps in fine, and that's going to add some strength to holding all that in place, keeping it all nice and tight. So I think this is going to work really fine. That doesn't block any kind of airflow, so I don't think it's going to do anything as far as, you know, overheating anything in there or changing any of the flight characteristics or anything like that. I'll find out once I'm mating this thing, but that's my fix, guys. Please be sure and share with your friends that have the Pitts. And if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.